talking to people so much the last couple of days. I feel like super lit up and excited. I have been dicking around all day communicating with people, and I'm like, oh shit, like I really gotta go, I really gotta get ready. Showered off real quick, 5 minutes of makeup, out the door. Here I go, chirping on into work. And okay, here are some of the conversations that I've been having and some of the questions. My one buddy Gina, who I talked to through emails, is super patriotic, has had no clue what is going on, but is from around my area, and she stumbled upon my videos, right? And she's going, wow, whoa, wait, what is going on? And she's having a hard time with politics, as a lot of people are. And basically, because she's a Republican, she's trying to break this generational curse a lot of us are under by have being raised in politically programmed homes. This is what I did when I started to go into shadow work, and I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I'm looking around. A year after I 202'd myself, I'm looking around at all of this shit, and I'm trying to figure. I started trying to click cogs around, and to take one small step for myself, which was huge, was I had to stop and look and realize that after that last election, when Biden got in, it really messed me up in my head of feeling bad for everybody that I was laughing at the last political cycle. The snowflake crybabies, I laughed at them. And then I was turned into a snowflake crybaby over Trump. And it made me feel so bad. And it made me look at my family and realize that it was torn to shit over politics. And in order to start going in my mind, I had to put Trump on the board right next to Biden for, at the minimum, making me and my family members want to fist fight each other. When I put Trump on the board, because I already had Biden and all of my Biden supporting relatives on the board, I had to put Trump on the board. And when I did that, I had to take the rest of my family onto the board with me and Trump. When you realize that you are guilty, and when you are able to come down off of your high horse in the smallest way, and you put you on the board, and you leave you there until you can comprehend the fact that yes, you are guilty of something. You are guilty of blindness at the minimum. You're guilty of being blind at the minimum. And you have to keep yourself on the board until you go through your mind and your shadow work, and until you start going through the puzzles in your mind, and until you get through your darkness and you're able to see that you should be staying in your lane, and you shouldn't have done all of these things, but you did. And you have to forgive yourself. That's the trick. Now, I've been asked a lot about what I think about all of these military tribunals. I've been asked this by about 3 people now. There are a lot of people talking about military tribunals that have supposedly been going on, and about how there's a lot of evidence for these things. And there are, if somebody throws something on my radar, I'll check through it, and you know, what the fuck do I know? But I have seen military people coming out and talking about how these tribunals were, you know, are going on, and Trump is cleaning house and all of these things, and that a lot of people have been killed off, and we're dealing with their frill overtaken corpses or clones or whatever. People talking about celebrities wearing ankle bracelets and things like this. The only thing I have to say about that, because I know that they're, from looking through this, not the people I've been speaking to who were just curious what I think, I see a lot of Trump supporters out there who are going, yeah, all these military tribunals are happening and Trump's killing everybody. It's the same concept of these assholes who were in the ICU unit talking about killing off all of these assholes. Anybody who thinks, if these things are happening, anybody who thinks that it is a good idea to just kill the enemies off, that does not look good to me. I used to be a very big supporter of the death penalty. I'm going, why in the hell should we all have to pay for these assholes to stay alive? Why should we be paying tax money to keep murderers and child molesters and all of these people alive? Let's kill them. Let's get them the fuck out of here. The prison system is such a game. Army guy was a prison guard as well. And even he has said, everybody knows, the prison system, and I've been in it, is a money racket, money laundering bunch of bullshit, just like everything else. These people are getting paid per day, per head inside of prison. And to kill people without spiritually awakening them, and without them having the proper tools in there spiritually to heal themselves before they die. Endless loops. Endless loops. So, whatever about that. What else? Oh. New buddy in my comments. Has been very, very talking. I'm not going to throw him out there right now. I mean, he's in the comment section, but, you know, I don't know how he feels about, you know, whatever. So, I think he's a geek. Commented on my, The Boys Schizo Friends shit. And has, you know, a lot of things to say about Boza and about, I mean, these people, it blows my mind how many people are out there who have been studying this shit and have known about all of these things and have already gone through all of these people. It blows my mind. And you guys are the ones that I actually give a fuck about talking to. Because these spiritual content creators you know, or whatever. But he was talking about how spirit guides and guardian angels, especially the archangels, like Michael and his collective, are agents of Yahweh. And I get that. I totally understand that. That's why I've said before, there's a lot of shit about Michael out there, people, but I am in the middle of a very delicate game as well, of 49 to 51 with people. And when we have to have these conversations, when spiritually awake people are having to realize that it's never ending. It is never ending trickery. It is never ending amounts of having to question everything, even within your mind. It is discernment. You have to have these conversations, because the people who have no clue what's going on have no way of discerning. And this shit is why I got roped in to the couple-year battle with me getting diagnosed bipolar, OCD, all of these things. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, okay, maybe I'm fucking crazy. Because I picked a very hard path to get through. And if I could get through my mind on probably the hardest path possible, anybody else can do it. Anybody else can learn discernment. I have absolutely been guided in my life, right and wrong. You have to fuck up. You have to go through this shit. And it's probably never going to end. I mean, you are still going to make bad decisions sometimes. But it's the discernment experience. Because when I was going through this, I have always felt very connected to my grandmother. And when my grandmother started really actively trying to help me and coax me into getting showers and coax me into finding water sources and relaxing and focusing, in my mind, I also was able to understand that there were tricky little fucking things happening where something or some things were trying to impersonate her. They were trying to trick me. These things have happened off and on my whole life, but I had to very, very accurately hone in on the frequency of these little fuckers in your mind. And the fuckers in your mind are thoughts. And it can get ugly. It can get very ugly. I have seen very ugly shit. It's the vibration in the end. Because no matter how hard in your mind negative entities are trying to impersonate the good entities that are trying to help you, when you look close enough, it's very hard. when you are able to hone in close enough, you will be able to understand that it is not exact. It is not a match. There is a difference in vibration. And unless you go through these things and you start understanding these types of things, it's very hard. You might flounder. These people on the front lines of mental health are floundering because they cannot decipher what is a good line and what is a bad line. And it's a shame. It's a bummer. But also, with my Life Path 3 path, I have definitely been very curious about life paths 3, 6, and 9s. I believe that there are probably anywhere between, I mean, it's really hard. It's really hard to hone in. It's really hard to judge. There have to be at the minimum 25 million indigo type 3s, in my opinion, at the minimum. And the characters, Jekyll and Hyde, that shit was a setup. Everybody who knows indigo 3s know that it is a Jekyll and Hyde relationship. A lot of people who are carrying Anunnaki souls, especially because of all of these things going on in the world, triggering them. A lot of them are dealing with battles. Their whole lives, they may have felt a black cloud or some weird shit going on around them where they haven't felt alone. Like me, I've just never felt alone. But never, ever did I ever feel like something that was attached to me was trying to sabotage my life. It is one, the attacks from outside of the avatar body. It is attacks from the negative forces on indigo 3s, especially, that are really messing people up. 2, indigo 3s who are carrying Anunnaki souls through the biblical apocalypse of lies. That's all it's gonna be, is the end of the lies. Watching all of their homelands getting under attack, is triggering the Anunnaki souls. And they are fighting. They are starting to fight hard. The Anunnaki souls are starting to fight hard because they are triggered. I experienced this, and it really, really made me go into my head as well. When I watched a couple years ago, or whenever, last year, whenever, Hamas was attacking Israel for no reason, to my knowledge, I'm fucking losing it. I'm going, everybody's just gonna sit here and watch this shit? I mean, I was so triggered. It caused a huge trigger within me watching that place get attacked because of the Anunnaki soul. And this shit is really hurting people because they don't understand that these things out there going on might not have anything to do with your life, and even for people who aren't into politics and shit, are being triggered by all of the shit in the world because of their past lives, because of all of the shit that is being hidden in their junk DNA and hidden within them that they don't realize. And it's very tricky. I want to know what my new buddy in the comments, who's totally gonna know I'm talking to him, if you could do me a favor and check out, since I know how you feel about Boza and all of these other people, why don't you check out Indigo Angel for me? At least, since I've given, like you said, I found some missing pieces for you. Because we're all just running around throwing pieces of the puzzle on the table here and trying to figure this shit out. The honest ones. And what do you think about the information that she has on these stargates and the planetary grid? Because to me it looks very interesting, and she's one of the ones that I heard finally right now, after all this time of her being awake, finally right now she's going, oh shit, this kind of all settles it. Like, I'm kind of convinced that Muhammad was an Anunnaki too. And when she said that, I'm going, oh, maybe. She also has some information about who controls the most stargates of the Abrahamic branch. And I, again, am playing my own little game. And I'm not gonna say it, but very interesting information. And I'm just wondering what you think, because this is a shitty game we are all playing, and I'm just curious. Okay, it's a Saturday. I gotta go. I gotta jam for the last half hour of my drive. Deuces.